All right, guys, check it out. Thanks for joining me. Today, we want to look at what took place after the FOMC meeting. After the FOMC meeting, that was at 2 o'clock today. I told you guys I wasn't really looking to trade anything, wanted to see how that played out in order to plan for the rest of the week and into our trading sessions for next week. So, still watching our RCAT, still watching MU, we still watching Nvidia. All right, those are plays for the entire week. The play of the day that I talked about was AMD, but not to pull the trigger on AMD right away, right? I wanted to talk about AMD, how the long level is the break and retest of 200. I said MU had earnings today, right? We need to see some sideways trading action on AMD. Get that RSI cooled down a bit, build up some confidence for the bulls to break that 200 and go. All right, but first, let's look at the reaction on the SPY. All right, the reaction on the SPY today. I told you guys market update is where I keep that, right? I said, yo, we failed that 670 level. 670 failed. We're looking for a fade down to around the 664 level. My numbers aren't exact. These are areas, all right? So you can see right here, we closed. What was the close today? The close was 666. I said I wanted to see a breakdown to 664 if we could not hold 670, right? And that is almost exactly what happened, you guys. That is almost exactly what happened. I'm no psychic. I just mark out the levels and play the levels, you guys, and play the levels. I told you guys yesterday that it was a scary thing that we did not hold 670 into the close. All right, we had this nice pop up, broke down, could not hold it, broke above it again, and then once we failed that in the pre-market, we look for the failure and we go lower, or we look for us to regain and go higher. Simple as that. One of two will happen, and we failed to get back above 670 once we failed to hold it, and then that was the short signal right there. Secondly was the triple Qs. They also failed a key level of support, and we were going to watch the reaction today after the FOMC meeting to try to plan for tomorrow, right? To try to plan for Thursday. So the Qs did the same thing. They could not hold. They could not hold this level, key level of support. We broke down, we bounced, attempted, and then we just stepped down. All right, same thing as the Qs. Even though we broke that level, if we could have got back above it, that would have been amazing, but that did not happen, or guys, that did not happen. So you planned accordingly. You played accordingly. You did not guess or assume and make a trade. You waited for levels to break, price action to take place, and you reacted off of such. All right. Thirdly, let's look at the VIX. You guys see the VIX is down here, right? So one thing is certain is that these two ETFs, the SPY and the Qs, are inverse, in my opinion, to the VIX, right? The VIX, you guys can see here. I'll draw that, right? We're going down, and now we're going back up. If we look at the SPY is going up, but now it's going, and then it went down, then it bounced up. This is when this happened, and now this happened, and now that happened. So that is something to pay attention to when you are assessing the markets, guys. When you are assessing the markets, that is something for you to look at. All right, so now let's look at some plays real quick because I don't want to hold you guys too long, right? I want to make this video pretty short. All right, but let's look at MU. I told you guys I'm not in MU because it's just too too overextended on the daily, way too far away from the 200 moving average for me to be able to get a position and walk away from the computer screen. I do not sit at the computer screen and trade all day because I am a teacher. So I get prepared in the mornings. If I do take a trade, I'm holding that trade. I'm swing trading that. I'm not getting in and out of it that 1 second. Or if I do get out of it, if I do get in and out, it's in the morning, right? It's 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock type deal. All right. But MU is just too far overextended. If we zoom in now to our 10-day, 10-minute, let's zoom in a little bit further here. We topped out here at 477, right? We topped out around this area here. 450, 454 is a key level of support that we do need to get back above. All right, so what are we watching for now? We can move this just a bit. Let's activate this and move this to the wait, nope. We'll move this. We'll move this bad boy. We'll move you to the close. Let me see where the close was though. The close was at 461.84. The close was at 465. So we don't want to move you. Let's move you 465. We'll take it there. Last candle today. This was at. We'll put it there. So, and then let's zoom out. All right. So these are the levels that we're in between now. Around 460-ish, 439. What we want to see is, are we gonna get a bounce down here around this 440 area? Are we gonna continue lower? If we do not hold above 440, if we fail to hold 440 on MU, that is when I will start looking at AMD. I said AMD today is the play to watch out for, right after this really nice bounce on AMD. I said we need a little sideways trading action up under $200 in order to have the bulls confident to break out of that 200 level when MU starts to rotate. So we had this bounce in this break, really nice rip up here, right? Bounce up to a high of 202. Can't hold that $200 level, which is key, man. This level right here is a big deal, you guys. This level is a big deal. If we zoom out, we can see why. Failure, 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 support, failure, failure, support, support, right? But more failures than support. So once we can get over this level and stay confidently, we will see 209 very shortly after that. All right, fairly shortly after that. So that's what I am watching in the semiconductor sector is AMD when we get some type of rotation out of MU, because MU is just too overextended in my opinion. Too overextended. But we can look at SMH. This is the semiconductor ETF. And you see the levels that are mapped out here, you guys. We got the close of today. Up at around 399. Is that the close? No, the close is more so, I think, here, no? Activate that. We'll go right around in there. So these are the levels that we're watching. We want SMH to get back above 395, hold above 395. We want to see MU break down, and then there should be a rotation into AMD. Just my opinion, you guys, just my opinion. Take it for what it is. Y'all have a good day.